I'll be your peace, your AIT. Let's listen. Okay, let's go. Hopefully this is working. All right. All right. Hi, everyone. This is Daisy here, aka Professional Hemp Priestess. And I just wanted to tell you about something that happened today because I thought it was so funny. So, for those of you guys who know, I've been getting stalked and harassed for the past like 6 years because of just who I am, the work that I was doing, and the simple fact that I turned down the advances of a white man that was friends with a serial killer that was also playing with me with love spells at the same time and playing with different groups of like debilitated karmics and white women that ended up exposing who they were in their career. I wanted to tell you that I sent out a letter to the California State Assembly about what was happening. Before I show you this letter, I also want to let you guys know that somebody recently reached out to me on LinkedIn about what was going on with what was going on with the virtual reality technology in India, and how basically what was happening was they were finding out that this technology, when they were getting a lot of like activations in their energy field and people were playing with them, it was directly correlated with things going missing, farms getting raided, a bunch of stuff, right? So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So, and then as well as getting contacted by Corporate Commercia and other people contacting me about what was going on in their hoods and in their subsequent communities because of the technology. I'm gonna go ahead and let me just put something real quick in the description box so that people can get to this document as I'm like going through this. But long story short, you guys know that I was being stalked and harassed by a white man that's basically, he was involved with a bunch of other white men who are politicians who have businesses and things like that. And what they were doing was in exchange for access to technology that Russia and other Eastern European countries were building, they will be able to get EBT cards, expedited social security applications, as well as access to the Wi-Fi for the state or for the county so that they can tunnel back in, access the COBOL system, which we've done coding tutorials about, and then get into Department of Justice, Health and Human Services system, et cetera, for laundering money, et cetera. And this all came out because of how they were playing with me with spell work and playing with me with this technology. We already know this technology is real because I've showed it to you guys and I have it on us. There's a specific document that was circulating that I'm going to put in the chat box. Not the chat box. I'm going to go ahead and put it inside of the description box for this video. So in just a few seconds, when you click, you're going to be able to see it. You guys have seen this technology, it's real, and they're trying to take it off the internet. But one of the other things that they can't hide is the fact that what they would call, one of the things that doing here is we're using white people in their systems against them. So if this technology is not real, then why does somebody have a patent for it, right? If this technology is not real, then why is it that I'm looking at this link and this technology is being sold online for $30 where people can go and download this technology and upload people? If this technology was not real, then why are all the rappers and entertainers beefing over being uploaded, right? Because of Drake, Kim Kardashian, and all of them that started this. Okay, so you guys already know that this has been happening and that we already have the proof and evidence. So basically, because it was going way too far with the technology in my ear, I sent an email out to the assembly. So you guys have to realize that there's there's Senate, there's Congress, there's the assembly as well, right? There's the local Senate, and there's like, I guess the state Senate where they like go off to Washington or something like that, or it's the Speaker of the House or something like that. All right, here we go. We're going to put this document here. So you guys have already seen this. People that were directly impacted, you already know this technology is real because of how they've been playing with you, et cetera, et cetera. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, okay, well, only her just knows about it. No, dozens of hundreds of people know about this technology because how they were impacted by it, right? So what ended up happening here, right? So what ended up happening was I get an email from the assembly. I'm going to read this email that I sent to you so you can understand like mental illness and state sanctioned violence. Because what just happened was we just condoned a bunch of more sideshows going on. We actually are like, what they just did was condone the death of police officers. And what they just did was basically give the hood a specific pass and tool in their hand where they will be able to activate a specific type of warfare with guns and no one can say anything. And this is like kind of what happened in the Seminole Wars. They were able to take up arms, get rid of white people, things like that, because they were trespassing into their land and they were doing things that were going against the specific treaties that were set forth, right? So I think it's important to note that these things are happening. But I was like, why? I was like, oh, why am I getting this like letter from this white man about this bullshit? Like, did you read what you sent me? Because I'm a writer. In college, I scored very high in writing. I also took French in high school and college, and I passed my French classes. And I actually really enjoyed taking French as a language in college. So I'm a linguist. Plus, I have a lot of Virgo in my chart. So when I write certain things, I know what I'm saying. And when I'm reading certain things, right, I'm making sure that I'm comprehending what I'm reading, aka like I'm understanding what I'm reading, right? So there's reading and then there's comprehension, right? And then there's like grammar and all those different type of things, which are two different categories. So when you guys are sending emails and when you're doing what you're doing with people's kids sexually and when you're playing with fentanyl, just remember that that's important comprehension, right? So what ended up happening here was I got a letter from the assembly after I sent out this email to all of them about what was going on. Now, one of the things that happens is when you report an elected official, there has to be an investigation into them because of what they're doing, right? There was no investigation before I got this letter. And you're going to be so mad when you hear what I sent out and what I got in a response, because this just actually even condoned people being able to cross the border to come look for their family members and things like that, right? Because they're using an excuse like, why are you here? I'm here to look for my family. That's why I crossed the border because you guys are not doing your job. Okay, well, you get asylum and you get to stay. And now we just opened the door for several people to get out of jail because we just exposed the fact that all these white men were playing with people's kids sexually, starting shit on the state computers and state databases, and playing with everyone's bank account based on their response. Now, on top of that, you guys have heard me talk about Aztec magic. Now, we're not talking about like the Aztec and Mayans, what we are, right? So some of you guys don't know that there's like a lot that goes on with the organization of these cultures and these systems. Now, when we're talking about Aztec, if from Mayan to an Aztec, that means that you are just in a specific chemical frequency. You don't have to be like a specific like Oaxaca or whatnot to go from Maya to Aztec, but you do need to be Oaxaca, et cetera, and other different groups to be Maya. But then if you're a Maya, you could become an Aztec. As an Igbo, I have the opportunity to become an Aztec. We have something the equivalent is called an Aro, an Arundiswago, aka like the ultimate warrior. It's just a chemical state. Right. So you guys know that there's been something with certain serpents that are working around here and that they've been helping us because they opened up a portal and it came out how space functions. You have what you call Guacatazi. Before they were saying that they're Pokemon. I just randomly found this the other day too. And she like opened up a world of chaos because she has a specific type of spider web magic that they use to work people and get them wrapped up in shit that they started. Okay, so she's working here. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this Azteca magic. Do you know that there's an Azteca magic that's working itself here? And this serpent, if you want to like imagine how long this serpent is, she can wrap around this planet at least 888 times, just for like proper statistics, right? Like a little bit, there could be like outliers and things like that, but for the most part, 888 times, right? Give or take. And this serpent is working fucking magic that's like from a whole other dimension. The same magic that helped the Mayans teleport off this planet. Because remember, they said, oh, their whole society disappeared. They just left the planet, right? There's an Azteca magic. You won't see it until you do it. You don't see it until you do it. You don't see it until it happens, right? There's Azteca magic. Your mind is open to your enemy's mind, right? You don't see the mind of your opponent until you get into battle, and then you see that their mind is over your mind. That's the type of magic that they work. Aztec magic, right? And then you also have the phytochemicals that are waging war too. You guys know I made this deck. I didn't put it up for sale because I was like, oh, I like it for my own personal use. These are in order, so I just kind of crack open the deck like I do my Bible, and then like certain things come out, which you guys have seen on my channel. So I have a specific one. This one is it's like a specific codex. You have to have like the Akasha for it. So this one, she's saying that she's a hexagon? No, she's an octagon with the 4. The enemy's mind is shared with all of their enemies. And didn't I just say that? Didn't I just said that? And this is the type of stuff that they work. So when I sent out this, when I got this letter, I was like, oh, another white man that's like very delusional, like doing illegal things and starting stuff. I'm like, why would you put this letter in my inbox? This is basically like you committed a crime and you give somebody that you know is an op the gun, like, hey, bro, can you hold this for me? That's basically like what they just did by playing in my inbox with these white men that are playing with pedophilia and playing with my computer and trying to play with my work and starting a bunch of shit. I want you to read this letter. This is going to explode. And I put the link for this letter in the description box because people are going to get copies of this letter. I'm telling you right now, the court cases are going to get settled. People are going to get removed from office. People are going to be able to cross the border. People are getting out of jail because what we just proved without a shadow of a doubt is that the state is behind this in terms of keeping up the chaos, keeping up the violence against Black and brown people, and the trafficking of our kids for clinical trial testing, right? And for pedophile sex rings. Okay, so let me read this email. This is the email that I said. Greetings. I'm contacting you. Oh, wait. Let me give you context, because I think that that's important. Who would have known starting a bunch of shit got you set up, right? So I just want to give you guys context, right? Because some of you guys are just now new here and you're just like, who is this lady that's talking? Like, what's going on? Because you just heard my voice in virtual reality and you found my YouTube channel, right? This is my business. This is what I do. I do public health consulting. I've done a lot. I was on the Alameda County Public Health Commission. I was the vice president for the Cannabis Legalization Board in San Francisco. I helped pass like several different policies. I also helped like with like we did like a few youth and police convenings that led to like the emergency executive orders. A lot of stuff ended up happening with that. That's when Ed Lee was still alive. Done a bunch of projects, a bunch of research studies, a bunch of stuff going on. A lot of that you can find on my page, which is again why the Spanish community, why they fuck with me, because they saw my page and said, oh, she's trying to help our community. So you guys can go on here and see the different things that I've done. And it helps, right? So that I'm not just like some random person like, oh, I just met this white man and I decided that I'm going to put a restraining order on him and things were just going to happen. There's a white man that was stalking and harassing me. He hacked my phone and uploaded me to virtual reality to get at me, and it backfired and started a big ass hood war that's initiating hella violence. Thank you. So you guys can go on here and you can read like all the different like free research studies that we have. There's this one that people really need to look into, which is the immigration and schools and health. Yeah, and about missing kids and things like that, and trying to like get policies passed and things like that to help them. So there's a bunch of information and statistics and things like that on this that we gathered up for the community, and it led to like what you guys are seeing with like certain policies, like to help people get their papers. A lot of it is because of these documents that we had created, research studies that we created that we then circulated around, right? So when you're thinking about, so I want you to just understand that. And then like, oh, you have your tarot channel, but tarot is more than just tarot. It's about floating points. And you guys have seen me write books about this. Floating points are basically just like decimal values that are emanated from planets, right? They're frequencies that are emanated from planets that can then be quantified in the form of floating points, right? And you can invoke those floating points in coding in order to like get specific results, or you can invoke those floating points like within specific systems to like work with your system, right? Your own astrology system. So let's say, for instance, like I want to improve my heart health. I'm going to go ahead and look for specific floating points that are consecrated to a specific type of anatomy and astrological sign to invoke that. And that's where medicine and bioinformatics is going. But more about that later. I just wanted to give you guys like that background for those of you guys who are like, didn't you used to read tarot? Yes. And you guys noted that I was very much a different tarot reader. I used it more to basically like, I read the Bible. We would do research. I taught classes. We would talk about more than just tarot. It was more a personal development, right? Because that's also important because I have my certificate in counseling. I'm a certified substance abuse counselor. So I really wanted to go on that path in terms of helping people. And plus I have like a bunch of certifications in my degree and a bunch of this and this and this and that. Got into a good graduate school, finishing up graduate school, all that type of stuff. So when it comes to all of that, just know that that's my background. And that's why they're playing with me, because I have the power to expose them. Because basically what we're doing is we're exposing the fact that there's a white man playing with his dick with people's kids, a group of them, and they're getting fucking exposed because they're playing on my computer and trying to find out what's going to be their next hustle, because they debilitated the economy, stealing from everyone's Cash App and everyone's Venmo and everyone's PayPal and bank account. Okay, so keep that in mind, right? So now keep that in context to the fact that there's a bunch of tarot holes and goofy bitches from every good playing. And that's who they activated to play with me. So it's me against like all those goofy bitches, and they handled themselves, because you don't really see me talking about that, right? But you see me talking about what ended up happening to them, and you see it for yourself in your own head. So let me go ahead and read this email for you. You guys have to also remember that now, because of what has happened, a lot of celebrities are watching my channel. A lot of their sound engineers are watching my channel. A lot of FBI agents are watching my channel, and they're going to hear about this email. They're going to see it and say, why the fuck would you send her something like that unless you were under Aztec magic? But I'm going to show you how this Aztec magic works, because I'm going to work it on you again. And then only then are you going to see that there's something that's being worked here where we are walking into a conundrum, a labyrinth. And we keep on walking into a specific dark like forest. forest. And in that forest, we're not saying that there's a bunch of like ghouls and goblins and tricks and traps to get us set up, because what we're basically doing is ending something once and for all on the planet. You guys do not know, because of all this going on, we're going to officially end immigration chaos. We're going to officially end all these civil wars that our parents and our families had to fight and then came here and it got continued because of the op families. We're going to officially end pedophilia. So when they do stuff like this, just know that they're actually opening up doors for other ramifications and other things to happen. You have to understand, you have to understand, we're playing checkers. We're playing chess. They're playing checkers. So let them continue to do checkers. And we're getting like, oh shit, but that's checkmate, right? So let's continue. Let's keep on going. And for those of you guys who are wondering, no, I do not use that chemical to whiten my teeth. And that's why half of you females that watch my channel have lost their mind, because that chemical has so much in it, it will literally make you lose your mind, because it goes straight to the brain, like through your blood-brain barrier. And then you have like all these like maxillofacial veins like here, right? And like blood flow as well, like in your cheeks and in the muscles and stuff like that. And it gets all in there and gets straight to your brain. So be careful with that, right? So now let's read this email. And like I said, again, I have a gift for the cartel. Sloppy legal documents cause wars. So it says here, greetings. I am contacting you regarding a fellow assembly member who is involved in the use of election fraud technology and LRAD, long-range acoustic devices, aka synthetic telepathy technology, which is patented. That's what happens when you have sex with your parents and you don't like know that we don't think like you. You can do what you want. Doesn't mean it's factual. It's called like arbitrary. Don't you learn that as a lawyer or like when you're doing like policy stuff? Okay, here we go. System for producing artificial telepathy. Patents on Google. Why would you? Thank you. Here we go. So select synthetic telepathy and the early mind wars, because it's very like out of control, this technology. That's why like we have to try to make you seem like this doesn't exist, even though you have all this evidence. So at one point, at a certain point, right? Wait, because it's still going. At a certain point, it goes from like denial to delusion to you have to get removed from your job because you're not mentally well. And that's what's about to happen. Didn't I say that all at once? Several white men are going to get removed from their jobs. Thank you. Yes, that's done for. Thank you. Synthetic telepathy in here. It uses the technology that makes EEGs and EKGs, brainwave, heart waves and brainwaves. So let's look. In September 2019, I reported Matt Haney, a former SF Board of Supervisors member and Councilwoman, the 37 file, his friend and a staff member at the California Endowment for stalking and harassment. What then ensued was a large-scale targeting and sexual harassment ring. They used their affiliations to law enforcement to block all of my complaints and place a vexatious litigant filing on me, even though the filing didn't meet any of the requirements, which is coming up again in a few other court cases. They paid the judge behind the scenes, which is coming up again. Due to filing a lawsuit against them, they tried having me kidnapped on January 15th. The incident is recorded because I have a fucking email from the police officer saying that we'll receive the evidence from the sheriff's office. Right. Because you're going to read the response and be like, how are you being harassed when all this is, okay, let's keep on doing sideshows. Just keep on doing sideshows. Due to the kidnapping attempts and use of LRAD technology on me, I filed a restraining order on Matt Haney. He had my phone tapped, saw what I was doing, and filed one on me 2 days later. I received the filing, which had over 200 screenshots attached to it with nude photos and sexual messages he claimed were from me. Bitches that were different colors, sizes, and all kinds of shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? But the funny thing is had you done your investigation, you would have known that that didn't come from my phone. Where's the subpoena and where's the rest of that information? Oh, but you could have used those spoof technologies. Yeah, but those don't send pictures, I believe. But and another thing too is when you download certain apps from the App Store, which is going to come up for a few of them, you can go back in history and see what apps you downloaded. I didn't download any of those apps. I don't play like that. You won't see it until it happens right in front of you and you're done. I received the filing, which had over 200 screenshots, Again, this is after a kidnapping attempt, phone tapping, and a gang stalking campaign he initiated because I declined his advances. Keep in mind, up until this very moment, he is in my ear every day about, you can't deny me now, shut up, you're a whore to the world, do you know what I can do to you? Have fun being raped and gagged all day, every day. I have a lot of this recorded along with radiation monitor readings because a lot of you guys saw that and used that against the police. A lot of people use that against the police and use that against like lawyers and brought that up in cases and got their papers off of it, etc. Because we proved that the technology works. Okay, please note, Haney's friend Redmond is actively under investigation because that's how this got started. Because remember, they were being investigated because all the police reports and everyone complaining. Then the investigators found hella information about them that they were already under investigation and stuff like that and started leaking stuff through the virtual reality. Please note, Haney's friend Redmond is actively under investigation. He was also implicated in the disappearance of John Chiang's sister, Joyce Chiang, which they didn't look into at all. John Chiang is like he used to be like the state controller, and his sister disappeared in like the 90s in DC, and they're saying that Castle was involved in that. They went to the same law school. I believe they went to the same law school, like, or it was like in proximity to each other or something like that. I believe she went to like Georgetown and she was found in the Potomac River. So, or the Potomac. So please keep in mind, this was released in virtual reality simulation they both initiated because they were uploading people. I guess from all the police reports they are being watched and rogue investigators thought it would be funny to leak information. This is 37 file that got the whole rap game on fire. You mean to tell me that we all got set up because this nigga's like killing and raping, murdering women, and they think it's funny to like not investigate and handle it. So they're doing like all of it all at once, and they think it's funny that they're sending her like this 37 and shit like that, and it's popping up to like expose him. Right, the 37. And his phone number also 37. And also too, there was something about like he lived off some like intersection or something like that, and like he named it like, oh, that's 37. I live off Highway 37 or some shit like that. It's like somebody in the virtual reality was like exposing that or something like that. Right. So now you guys remember that there was something with 313, that there was like a lady, I told you guys that they were trying to switch her baby and at birth, and her birthday was 313 or her due date was 313. And the number kept on popping up, and she was like using this to file police reports. Because they got caught playing with magic. Effectively, all that Freemason group and all that, they're all going to jail. All of it are dead because they, without a shadow of a doubt, these documents prove that white people have been playing with magic. Mhm. Just like very strange. Like all this is like just coming up. Like it's very random. I have like more pictures. I just put this all together. Like, why is this all coming up? Like, okay, but look here, just like super random, super random. I was like, okay, okay. I have more on my phone. I just like left this here. It's like another bus, and it said 313. Thank you. And this is what set the cartel on fire because then it popped up in the news. Remember? Oh, she's crazy. They would never believe that. And then it popped up in the media because it was on my channel. So there was another one just to prove that this is happening because they're playing with magic. Okay. So look at this. Somebody sent me this. Conspiracy theories and their true trajectory, 37. I just thought that that was funny. Sacramento Sheriff, 37 warrants. A World Conservation Society because a few Air Clonkler worked there and they thought it was funny. Like, oh, she's a Leo. Let's send this out. Don't worry about it. It's just like it's just funny. And they put this on 37. At 7:37, they sent this out. Yes, because they've been playing. Look at the lawyer for their case. Because they hired a lawyer because I sued them. Look at her bar number. Somebody's effectively going now to go call the police. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys read this letter, but I want to show you like on the letter, right? Look at the restraining order number, the case number. You won't see it until it happens and then it's done. And then it's done. Had you never started that goofy delusional bullshit because you guys are having sex with your mom and your dad and you're starting a bunch of bullshit and you can't find the father of your child and one bitch is schizophrenic and getting exposed, like that's not what I mean by disabled. I just mean my eye. No, you're mentally disabled. Latifah Simon. And because you guys are playing on my phone and starting big ass hood wars that are getting you fucking threatened and a bunch of shit, now you're surrounded by all the rappers that you want to go clout chase with, and now you have to answer questions because everyone's finding out about this doc and finding out about my channel because you saw how Drake's house got shot up. Now Aztec magic, you won't see it until it happens and then it's done. Let's continue with this letter. 37. Victim of a crime, 37, sending me this because they were all involved. Look at this from Department of Justice. I put a complaint in. Some people are just now seeing this. Like, are you? This is why they're doing sideshows. Woo. It's like, it says 37 there. It's just like too far to see. Yeah, that went very far. Look at the director of public health for Napa County. Did you contact her to ask her about like her experience? Because she's told you about it. No. But sent me some goofy ass fucking email because you were sticking your dick in people's kids. Okay. GitHub. Remember, we fought for 4 years to get our code back to play with my work and like trying to sell my shit off. Okay. Department of Justice again. Okay. Somebody calling me a recruiter. The Harry Potter flyer. The officer, Evening White, that looks just like Juliana. They look exactly alike. Remember this Bear Lake? Because they were saying that the Michigan rappers like did this or they dumped somebody's body in there or like some retaliation or some nonsense like that. But it says right here, there's 37 and it says Oakland. Okay. And then it says on this one, it says Bear Line. And then it says 37 again right here. But you guys know that the UC Berkeley jersey that he's wearing, the UC Berkeley are the Bears. This is the first body that they found, I believe, because they looked at it in virtual reality, like, oh, about boating trips and shit like that. How would I know that? How would I know that? The lake that he left the body in was in proximity to Lake St. Clair. And then I said, oh, let me look at a map. And I just typed in Santa Clara. Not Santa Clara, California. I just typed in Santa Clara, like, because that's her name, St. Clair, Santa Clara. So Santa means saint, like Santa Muerte, saint of death. So I typed in Santa Clara and then it popped up. And then it said, this is the latitudinal and longitudinal line 37. This is the Crow Canyon and the Sibyls. But you guys remember, the Sibyls are the black crows. They're the crows, the black doves. And it says right here, 37 Crow Canyon Way, like Crow Way. And look at this. It was about the ancient like black psychics of Africa, Greece, etc. And the sign of their like affiliation was the crow. Thank you. And that's one of the first videos that I put on my YouTube. Did I know this was going to happen? No, not at all. You couldn't have paid me to get involved in this. 37, again, from the court clerk. But remember, there's no such thing as us rigging courts and doing this and do, ooh, shit. And I just saw that and I didn't report it. Remember all about this and all those bodies that they found because people going missing and shit like that? They're being investigated for this. Look at the address. Center for Harmful, it's called the Citizens Against Harmful Technology. They emailed me 337 because they were seeing all this bullshit. Corp Commercia emailing me back and forth. Remember the property management company that we did all those documents and they were playing hella games and starting shit? Look at, he used to own Trump Towers, number 37. He had unit number 37. Saw all of that, right? Looked at this email and they sent me nonsense. Okay. Thank you. Haney, along with several racists, were caught using this technology, which we've proved. The California endowment was later implicated in the funding and development of the technology, which includes laundering and election fraud tech, because they already got caught, because I'm looking at this document right here, which is a court docket from the state of California outlining how they had to go against this organization for misspending their donations for building technology, and they were building technology that was used to hack other elected officials and stuff like that, because the full docket has like all the explanation, because some stuff couldn't go on public record. Do you know what I just put in the hands of every single hood? Thank you. You have no idea what this is going to do legal. Like, okay, yeah, but they're doing, okay, they're going to keep on doing side shows. This is total war. This, like, you have no idea. Where I live, all fucking night, because there's a police station down the street, motherfuckers are on like their Harleys, their motorbikes. Some of them have like illegal engines and stuff like that. They don't care. All night, they're going around the police station to try to get the police to come out so they can do side shows. All night. All fucking night. Tonight when they started, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn on my stream, and you guys are gonna see this all night. They're turning on their bikes. They're going around the police station. They're trying to lure out the police because they're doing sideshows. The police can't do anything, and then hella shit is going on. The California endowment was later implicated in the funding and development of this technology, which again includes election fraud tech. I have had several people reach out to me about this. I have. Mainly the small business communities who had their incoming funds leveled. Did you talk about that? Because there's a few lawsuits right now against the state for allowing that and burning down people's farms. And card skimmers and the immigrant community that had their farms monitored, set on fire, or their crops stolen using this technology. Did you investigate that? No, I didn't. Did you request a copy of this docket? No, I didn't. Please keep in mind this technology is being used for human trafficking because they're using it to upload people and then monitor them, which you've already proved because you guys saw me getting followed out of my house, which this document is attached to it. This is me leaving my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. And this is this filthy ass, disgusting white man following me because of what you guys got started. 6 o'clock in the morning, and then standing outside of my house. Did you investigate that? Because it's actually on record in a police report. No, we didn't. Getting followed by these cyborgians because I have several photos of him following me. Did you investigate that? No, you didn't. But you have the camera. You have access to the camera at my old apartment. Did you access that? No, we didn't. Did you investigate? No, you didn't. Because they're supposed to investigate first. Which just proved that the state is affiliated. The state's legal counsel is affiliated with white supremacist factions and organizations that are harassing Black and brown people. And now there's going to be a big ass lawsuit and hella shit going on and people getting removed from office. Thank you. That's done for. Not yet. This man followed me on numerous occasions from the hostel down the street. Oh, okay. Well, she's going to be leaving her house and going to the store, right? Because we're stalking her YouTube channel where she's talking about like different recipes and stuff like that for like pharmacy. And let me go down there and see what she's buying and stuff like that. Caught. Caught following me because I'm coming out of my house. Why is it that every time I come out of my house, you're outside? I have hella photos of this one. This one too following me as well. I got this one on video following me out of my apartment. This is how I would leave my house at 6 o'clock in the morning for jogging or work, and droves of white men were following me. This is what is driving the mass disappearance of migrants and children nationally. Did you investigate this? No, we didn't. We didn't investigate thousands of children, Black and brown children, mainly going missing across the state of California and everyone fucking complaining about it. This is going to get everybody out of jail. This is going to start so much. If you're a police officer, quit. Quit. And they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing because they think that they have ammo, but they're not. They really have no idea that I did a video on my YouTube about they think they have ammo to play in the hood. But there was a video that I posted, and this video basically was showing that all the guns are broken. You guys saw that video, the metal warfare. I'm going to post it in the description box for this once this is done, and you guys will be able to see it. So they're not about to see that. That's done for too. On top of that, again, 37, they weren't tracking the fact that several people got fired from their job, and a lot of people don't want to be involved. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 45 children went missing this month alone. It was more than that. Yeah. The first 2 weeks, nearly 30 children went missing. Wait, what the fuck? Thank you. Thank you. Did you look into that? No, we didn't. Did you investigate that? No, we did not. Thank you. Shh. This is how you like handle it. Just handle it, right? When I first began reporting them in 2019, the human trafficking exploded shortly after, which there's state data that we can get access to just as citizens. It's called Sunshine Ordinance. And we can go ahead and show you in every single state, city, and town, the human trafficking exploded right when I started reporting them because of this bullshit that they were doing. This is now why we have the Ebony Alert system. Now we have an Amber Alert specific for Black people because so many of us went missing. It was this group of white males led by Haney, Newsom, and the California Endowment that initiated this. Did you investigate that? No, we didn't. Many people went missing for organs in clinical trials to test for molecular entities. Did you investigate that? No, you didn't. I have a database of 200 plus biomarkers that can tell whether the clinical trial, the clinical study for drug development used a mouse or a human. Did you investigate that? No, we did not. And we were supposed to actually look into that. Do you know how many people are about to get shot over this video? Do you know what type of war this is going to start when people come and see this bullshit? That's just it for the United States government. It's officially war. That's done. And that's what they wanted, but they didn't know that there was a bunch of other shit going on behind the scenes. So again, it says Matt Haney uses technology against David Campos, and this was recently used in Barbara Lee's election as well, as you can see. However, she knew what they were doing and was told about this. Her response is that she didn't have jurisdiction to stop them from harassing me. That's why she got what she got. Barbara Lee has been a congresswoman for several years. She ran an election and she only got 6% of the vote because they rigged the election. She was supposed to win. Now you have a white man that's getting like hit. Adam Schiff, yeah, he won that race. But do you guys want to know something? They broke into his car, got access to some stuff. Yeah, they stole his luggage and some shit. And they got into a bunch of stuff. And there's something that's going to happen with the recall. That's all I have to say. Did you look into that? No, we didn't. Please know I got a blood disorder and radiation poisoning from this technology. Did you look into that? No, I didn't, even though you have your medical records. Thank you. Ooh. You need to be in proximity to people to initially upload them to the software. Did you look into that? No. But you know that there's a mesh tower being blasted across the street from my house because I've reported that and several people reported that. Did you investigate that? No, we didn't. Good. This is how you do it, white people. You just have to keep on proving that they're mentally ill, and then eventually they just get like removed from their job, and then it's other people are. So, I was having my home broken into and have dozens of articles of evidence as well. Did you look at any of that evidence? No, I didn't, because we just assumed that he did it, even though they did, because who's doing all of that after you sued them? Because that wasn't happening before I sued somebody, right? It wasn't happening. Thank you. Because one of them is watching right now, and I'm doing that on purpose because somebody's going to go onto their computer. They already have it tapped. They're going to go look in that virtual reality technology, and they're going to find it. So, was broken, having my home broken into, which I've already proven. Oh, let me look into this. Did you notice that sound that stopped? That was the recording of the virtual reality in my apartment. Thank you. Did you look into that? No, we didn't. Did you want to talk about why Carter Haston wouldn't give me the log to my door? Because when I said, hey, can I get the log to my door to see who's been going in and out of my apartment? They said no. Thank you. And that's going to come up right now. Why? Because of the war that has started in Atlanta. Because the state of California was about to get sued by a bunch of people that came together for what they started in Atlanta with all the violence because they were playing in my apartment like that. Did you look into that? No, we didn't. But I know who's going to look into it. Let me call Fani. Matter of fact, let me go tell Offset, his mom, because she's on my LinkedIn watching this. That's how all the rappers got to it. So let's look at here. I also wanted to let you know Andre Todd, he is a Department of Defense investigator, opened up an investigation into Latifah Simon Mahaney and TCE because she got caught using these technologies on his devices. Did you look into that? No, but I have screenshots from my conversation with him on LinkedIn where he said, I'm going to go scrub through my websites, and if I find anything, I'm going to go contact the FBI, which he did, which he did look through his website and told me that he found it. Like, well, I was talking about the links and stuff like that, and so that he contacted his friend that works at the feds. Did you look into that? No, I didn't. Because you're sticking your dick in people's kids, and that's making you like loopy. So you don't have like common sense. That's the entire point. Like, right. I mean, I don't get into those things, so I wouldn't know. So all the foundations are being investigated for this right now. Did you look into that? No, we didn't. Even though there's a big ass news story about how all the fucking foundations are getting investigated because they were laundering money for white people who are then using it to traffic people of color and their kids. Did you look into that? No, we didn't investigate that. Okay. But you're sending me fucking emails because you want to go toe to toe because I created my coding language and you can't play with it. So this is how you want to play, and you just expose something so vicious. You got some very lethal niggas out of jail just playing, playing. You're about to start some very vicious shit in the streets of Oakland and all across every hood. You're gonna start a big ass war and you're gonna get fucking arrested. Good. I have several instances of money going missing, missing calls or emails because they monitor all my messages going in and out of my inbox, which I've already shown you guys. Haney, who was a white supremacist, worked with a group of white hackers from Russia, Romania that were stationed on the street from my apartment at a hostel, which you guys have already seen. These groups are hired as a part of a secret pact with Russia to promote these activities, and they are allowed to entrance into this country with private flights. That's how they get here. Because Russia, all their planes got 76 of their planes got taken away. Didn't investigate that either because you're playing with them. They get EBT cards, they get expedited SSI, and they get affordable housing units for free. Or they get access to like these different key fob cloning systems where they can make a copy of a door and then 3D prints like a key for it right then and there so they can go into different units and hotels and stuff like that and stay there for free. Did you investigate that? No, we didn't. Even though I've been talking about it since Atlanta. That's what happens when you're sticking your dick in people's kids and starting a bunch of bullshit because you're on fentanyl. So this group was then implicated in the EBT card skimming and major data breaches as they got support from white politicians and foundations for their work. Elected officials like Matt Haney were using D6 funding to pay traffickers and spiritual practitioners for illness magic and allow these groups access to the specific Wi-Fi to their office or for their district because we already caught them paying some of the bitches that were playing with this magic. Did you look into that? No, we did not look into the finance to see why he was paying Karen and Malik Senefru at the time that you were complaining that they were gang stalking and harassing you. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah. Today, Black Tendoan residents, leaders, and organizations came together to point a mural on 100 block of Golden Gate with the words "Housing Black," calling for deeper investments into housing Black San Franciscans. Nearly 40% of homeless residents are Black. Yeah, you know that because you're doing it on purpose and then their kids are ending up like trafficked. So they got caught. They got caught. They got caught. It's already been done. Did you look into how they use that money? No, we did not look into any of that because we were just trying to harass you and stalk you. And then we ended up exposing something even worse that's going to get the state sued at least 8 times. And the endowment at least 3 more times. Oh, also too, the endowment, they have a bunch of new lawsuits from a bunch of other people, right? Did you look into this? No, we don't know why they have a bunch of lawsuits all at once after you sued them. And now all of a sudden they're getting lawsuits back to back to back. Boom, here's another one. Boom, here's another one. This is their former legal counsel is suing them. Here's another one for the cartel. No, we didn't look into that. Stop sticking your dick in people's kids. And stop playing with me. And I promise you, bitch, you will stop getting hit with magic. So they are paid to stalk and monitor activists, move into their neighborhood or building, funnel their finances out of their account, and use the sound technology on them, which I expose, which is going to start a big ass war and a round of lawsuits that they're not even prepared for it. I have several documents outlining these white males following me across LA and the Bay Area. On one occasion, they had an apartment unit across the street from me hosting a mesh tower that was blasting sound across the entire neighborhood. I went down there, called the police, and did so much complaining. The apartment went empty the next week with no sign of the 6 foot tall sound device in sight because I showed you guys that. They had a mesh tower across the hall. They swatted me and I was arrested for 2 weeks, which you guys already saw, which got 4 police officers clapped out because you guys saw that when they arrested me trying to put me in the psych ward, 4 police officers died at the same time, all at once. And then a few weeks later, the chief of police was removed. Talking about, oh, I'm retiring. He was removed. Right. Just keep on playing, though. Just keep going. I promise you, baby. Just keep going. Because you have no idea. I'm really patient. It's a gift. I promise you. So let's get started. So, in addition to organizing groups of debilitated white males, which he is one of the legal counsel, that's why he took offense to this, which is going to come up again and get his bar license removed. He is also involved in the monitoring of the fentanyl regulation in order to compromise it, which we've already seen. Why? Because I got a police report. I got a police report. And on the police report, right? The police officer gives me a number here, and I'm like, is this for a docket? What is this for? It's a registration number for the company that's like they are getting the chemical for that they're sneaking into people's house with to go ahead and be able to get them onto the technology. He gave me their registration number because they're being investigated. Where did I get this from? How did I know? Where did I get this from? So you mean to tell me that you read this fucking email, you sat there and read through this, saw that evidence file, saw that 37, and you decided to respond the way that you did? Because I'm going to show you this, and you're going to see why there's going to be instant sideshows and instant chaos. That's done for. Be careful what you orchestrate when you are fucking high. High off busting nuts to children, to pedophilia. High off having sex with your kids. Be careful. Be careful with me. Mm-hmm. Anyone who is in science knows fentanyl is from space and only a few companies are mining it. Did you look into that? No, we did not look into the companies that were mining fentanyl because we were not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be hiding it. People didn't know fentanyl was coming from space and that we were playing with indigenous people in space, which I'm about to deactivate all of fentanyl now. That's everyone's drug game done. And we weren't supposed to know that fentanyl was coming from space and that these goofy holes were activating it to be some like anti-high priestess chemical. So only a few companies are bringing it back for peptide cleaving into two specific substances, fentanyl and an active ingredient for building materials, drywall, and packaging foams. So you guys know that they have the chemical that like expands. Like you've seen them, they spray it down, they cover it up, and then it expands in the package. That's fentanyl. That's why people's like hands and stuff like that are smelling. They're getting like what they call to be edema. So him and his sister have used some their former clients in their role as a public defender and compromise safety and witness protection. Another thing that his sister has to also get around is the fact that one of the federal agents tapped her computer. They found her playing with this technology. They went into her specific account and they found her like talking to me and stuff like that. Because how did I know his sister was having a baby? I had no idea. She was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant right now. Can you offload me?" Because they were acting like they were uploaded. Like, I want to get out of this. Can you help me get out of this? Is there any way that I can get out of this? And I was like, "Oh, I don't know that you got uploaded." She was like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she was like talking to me. I felt bad for her. I was like, "Oh no." I was like talking to her every day. I was like, "What?" She'd be like, "Hi, Daisy. Like, hey, Daisy, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." She's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get this turned off. I don't fuck with my brother like that." Constantly. I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, your brother's hella off. Like, why the fuck is he uploading me?" She's like, "I don't know. I'm trying to get it turned off." And hella people got uploaded. So I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, well, I just figured like they're just like playing, so it's gonna get turned off. I figured like maybe he uploaded his sister, they were beefing. Because she was like, "Oh, my brother uploaded me because we're beefing." I stopped talking to him when I got pregnant, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is all recorded." Did you look into that? No, we didn't. Even though everyone's fucking complaining about them, the brother and sister tapping everyone's fucking phone and playing on everyone's computer and uploading everyone to virtual reality to find out about cases. Because why can't they find jobs? That's it. Somebody just clicked off and went to go call the cartel. You have no idea what this is going to start. So they use this to obtain sensitive information such as locations and passwords, as the technology contains an element of neural monitoring. Did you check that? No, we didn't. And several businesses have had the financial laundering tech used on them. I have several dozens of pieces of evidence showing how they use Sami as a form of race-based harassment. Did you look into that? No, we did not look into this technology being used to spread and perpetuate racism and race-based harassment. We just figured that you were black and that he was white, and we would try to flip the story inside out and try to make it seem like you were just like this violent harasser with all these different degrees and all these different accomplishments that just like decided to like one day like pop up in San Francisco after years of like doing youth development work and start like harassing my Haney, who's like this innocent white man who has his DNA in several rape kits and who's been implicated in the rape and murder of several children and who's been implicated in a bunch of bullshit. Get the fuck off my channel, baby. In addition, I'm a public health advocate and scientist. I got severely ill and had to drop out of 300K of contract work. I already showed you guys my contracts. Here we go again for those who are new. California Children's Trust contract for like 80,000. California Black Health Network, this was like another $80,000 contract. Office of Women's Health, OWH. I did part of this contract, finished it, and then there was another one and I couldn't take it because I got sick. California Pan Health Ethnic Network. This was like 56,000 for like 2 years, but it was gonna get renewed again and be like another 100,000. I had to back out of it. There was one from the endowment. This is this, and then there was like another one. This was the one that they tried to take away, and I was like, oh, whatever. I got a bunch of other money, and there was like one other contract that I was like, gonna be doing that I had to step out of because I had gotten sick. But remember, I'm a sex worker sending you photos. I just randomly found your number online and just randomly started texting you because I was texting you to stop playing with me. Was that investigated? No, I didn't show those messages where you were telling people to telling me to stop bothering you and stop texting you and stop harassing you. All I was basically doing was showing like the fake messages that me and Mina had made up because I thought it was gonna like start something. But people ended up realizing that I hacked your phone because why the fuck would I try to bring that in court only 2 days after you filed the restraining order on me? I didn't really think about that because I'm like mentally ill. I just do things just to respond and try to one up people. We know because everyone knows that you're currently in virtual reality on the computer trying to intercept the message coming down. And sitting on the computer chatting, you're a nigger, you're a bitch, everyone else. Yeah, we know because we've heard it for the past like 3 or 4 years. We know that you're a nigger. We know that you're a Neanderthal, which is an ape. We know you have sex with your mom. We know that you guys are doing all that. Why do we need to be privy to that? We know that you're feeding people human meat and what you're starting in people's apartments and what you did with Shirley Weber because they're watching my channel. Who's gonna get that letter? Because there's no way that you're gonna stop me from getting that letter out to the assembly. You can stalk, harass, track all their emails. They know now. Because I have a few of their personal phone numbers and their personal emails. Right, because I forgot that you were part of all the different like groups, and I was actually on the state council for Ignite too. It's like a women's political action group. Right. And Daisy, how did this get started again? Because a white man got caught playing with me, trying to touch my ass, following me around at different places, and like playing with my phone. Sounds about white. Sounds about white. When I began working on my bioinformatics and genetics work, they hacked every single device I had to get access to my work as a popular developer and researcher. Because you guys have seen what my tutorials have done, and you saw them hacking my computer, and you saw in real time would be doing coding tutorials, and my whole entire fucking desktop and my whole entire text organization reorganizing itself because they're hacking everyone's computer and playing on everyone's computer, which is why Drake is getting shot at and a bunch of chaos is going on because he was using that technology. And then played on Metro Boomin's phone, which we all saw in the media. Could it be that you are actually under like high levels of like crazy ass magic from space? Huh? There's a lot of love here, right? So, anyways, I know I own my copyrights and pre-patent for my work, and I do, right? He then proceeded to tell people I was soliciting him for sex to try and diminish what he did. But another thing that's coming out is Etsy transactions too and love spells. And practitioners getting held by the neck to go down IC3 and submit documents and text messages. And Coach Pam and DP Stokeling, no, that could have been a different practitioner. I don't do that type of work. No, but you were the one that was leading this with the black woman. I remember you. No, 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 that wasn't me. I don't have any problems. I think that she's great because everyone changed their story now because of all the murders. So I'm going to be seeking legal action against the state for allowing this because it has gone too far. If you would like the database I've compiled on hacking, clinical trial kidnappings, and fentanyl production, please feel free to contact me. Did you ask for any of those before you started what you started? No, I didn't. Because I just thought that I can like get on fentanyl and write emails and start a bunch of shit without telling my job and start a bunch of shit. Yeah, because something's gonna come out about a few people not even like ordaining this and this starting a bunch of bullshit. Office of Legislative Counsel. I got this email today. RE harassing communication. That's what they're saying that my email was harassing communication. Harassing communication. You guys just read that whole email. What was harassing? No, let's look at the definition of harassment because remember, in when you're in law school, you actually have to learn like what harassment is. Tort, it's a tort. Harassment, you can sue someone for harassment. Tort of harassment, California. Let's look according to the California state law. Let's not go federal. Stalking tort action, stalking harassment. Harass means knowingly and willfully course of conduct directed at a specific person which seriously alarms, annoys, torments, or terrorizes. Like getting uploaded to virtual reality where there's white men screaming into your ear how like you're going to be raped and trafficked, you're a nigger, you're a black bitch, you're an ape, etc. every day. That's harassment too, right? Do you know how many people call the police every time I get online? It's so lit in everyone's hood right now. A person is liable for this tort of stalking when the plaintiff proves all the following elements, which I did in that email. The defendant engaged in a pattern of conduct, which we have seen, with the intent, it says right here, the defendant engaged in a pattern of conduct, the intent of which was to follow, alarm, place under surveillance, or harass the plaintiff. I'm just one person, right? And I don't even have that much income. So I'm not doing that because I'm just sitting on my computer gathering evidence. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Actually have to be getting stalked and harassed. Yeah, I sent an email to his dad asking, I was like, why? I I thought Aaron was a cool person. Why is there so much drama and chaos? Like, why are you talking to me in virtual reality? And what's this going on with you talking about you have a clone? And hi, you guys, my brother made a clone of me. Don't worry about this and stuff like that. And like this coming up about, it was like something with Fashion Nova and a bunch of females that look like her and like using deep fakes. But that exposed them because there's like a technology that you can use where you can upload people's photo and like try to make like fakes of them. I don't think that's what they did. They had like pictures of people's bodies and like other weird stuff that was going on. But I know that they had like stuff going on like in their intimate groups because what they submitted to the court was completely different from what they were showing people because they knew that one day this would come up and potentially backfire. So I just proved without a shadow of a doubt that they were playing with that technology and like starting a bunch of shit. So I emailed your dad, who's supposed to be like an attorney, and I emailed him because I wanted to ask your dad to like, can you stop asking your son to stop like playing with me, please? Yeah, actually, wait. Why would you email a grown ass man's dad that's in his 40s and ask him to stop playing with you? Shouldn't you like not have to do that? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I had to do that. Well, you guys know I'm like Nigerian, so that's like a part of like our culture. Like, oh, I'm gonna just tell your parents. Speaking of the Nigerian community, do you guys know Yula Doce? Pete Adoche's dad, son? Some of you guys know Pete Adoche. Do you know that I've contacted all of Nollywood because of this? Because I'm friends with him on LinkedIn? Pete Adoche's son. You're done for. That 37 file in Nigeria has started a fucking war. They have dragged men that look like Castle out of their house and whipped them. You have no idea. None. You have no idea what I've told the Ghanaian and Nigerian community about this. None. You have no idea. Baby, I'm telling you. This shit just keeps on going. That's what happens when you're like sticking your dick in people's kids and starting shit. Thank you. In order to establish this element, the plaintiff shall be required to support his or her allegations with independent corroborating evidence, which I already have. The plaintiff reasonably feared for his or her safety. Yeah, I was in front of City Hall and she just came up there. I don't know how she knew that I was there because I was around the corner. I didn't know that you were there. I saw you with other police officers. I stopped and talked to the police officers first and said, hey, I'm being bothered. I got a police report against you. Yeah, you weren't being attacked because I got a police report against you, though. Thank you. Meaning that that's not evidence that I can use in court, which just shows that we rigged the whole case the entire time and you're about to submit that to the Bar Association and get me debarred again. Yeah. This is how you do with white people. You want to play? Let's play. I got all day, baby. I promise you. In a minute, you're going to wish I had no time on my hands. Mm-hmm. The plaintiff suffered substantial emotional distress. Oh, he's suffering because he's getting exposed for pedophilia and playing in my inbox and playing on my phone and playing in my apartment. Right. Thank you. Suffering. You have to suffer. Thank you. Let me go make up some other text messages or other bullshit with Latifah and a bunch of other like weird, disgusting black bitches and start a bunch of bullshit. The defendant, as part of the pattern of conduct specified in paragraph 1, made a credible threat, which we have recorded, with either the intent to place the plaintiff in reasonable fear for his or her safety or the safety of an immediate family member. Because remember, I told you that they spray painted my uncle's car and they were playing with some of my family members and our farm. But you sent an email to my dad asking to stop, and then you commented on my sister's Instagram because she was contacting you in virtual reality, which you just exposed. Because before Edgar Condad, you went to DC and you told them everything that we were doing, and he sent it to hella people that have been investigating us the whole time. Who's Edgar Khan? He was Robert and John F. K, JFK and RFK. He was their speechwriter. He just passed away, and they blocked my email, and I didn't know that he passed away. But luckily, before he passed away, I got to see him and talk to him. So you have no idea that you've been getting looked into as war criminals. Thank you. So, anyways, reckless disregard for the safety of the plaintiff or that of an immediate family member. Okay, yeah, that's not the definition of harassment. Emailing about white men that are harassing you is not harassment. I just try to flip something inside out and you just sent it to the whole entire social justice field. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Because that's gonna get more bitches hit. Oh, I don't fuck with him. No, we're not friends anymore. I'm telling you, it's gonna get really quiet very soon. In addition, the plaintiff must have at least one occasion, clearly and definitively demanded that the defendant cease and abate his or her pattern of conduct. Thank you. The plaintiff must have on at least one occasion, clearly and definitively demanded that the defendant cease and abate his pattern, which I did an email asking to stop because I already knew it was going to lead to that. Did he ever email me like, Daisy, hey, you're playing on my phone, this and this and that? Never. Just came to court with a bunch of stuff and said that I did it. The defendant violated a restraining order. I didn't violate any restraining order because I didn't have one. Right, because actually we couldn't upload it to Cleats because all the documents and everything that was coming out and everyone was fucking complaining. And we were trying to get a bunch of shit put on your background check to prove a point, and it didn't prove any point because everyone ended up looking into some of those documents at the Cleats department because you sent an email and somebody found out about that Petra Weston and those Russians playing games and a bunch of shit got started. Remember, sideshows are going to be happening. So let us walk through the legal stuff to show you like this is what they do. And I tried to get another restraining order, and no judge wants to be involved in me because I hacked your phone and I started a bunch of bullshit with all the black and brown like people in justice. And that 37 file's hella disgusting, and he was actually supposed to report that. Thank you. Pattern of conduct. Yeah, playing in your apartment in Atlanta, following you to Atlanta, finding out where you were actually living, trying to pay people in your apartment to play with you, playing with different celebrities who are playing with other celebrities that lived in your apartment or around your apartment. Okay. Yeah, maybe I am a stalker. Yeah, maybe you have like a textbook mental illness and you're schizophrenic and delusional. Stop doing fentanyl, like sticking your dick in different like beings and animals and things like that and creatures. Credible threat. Yeah, you were talking about how you were being harassed. This is good to know. Yeah, it is. Where's the credible threat? Because somebody's about to get hit with this. The email contained many defamatory allegations regarding Mr. Haney with evidence. It's not an allegation if there's evidence and you didn't investigate. It's only an allegation if it's been investigated and it's been disproven. Again, stop doing fentanyl and sticking your dick in kids. You say that he was involved in a kidnapping attempt, which I already showed you, and I showed you guys the email on my desktop at one point in time, and there's a video because I have an email from the city of Oakland saying that to come and pick up the video. Find this email real quick. Oh, here, thank God I just found this. Here's my police report. Let me see. This is my police report. Okay, I need the one from San Francisco because that's gonna come up again. Let me find this records request from Oakland because I just want to show you guys that I got this email. Oh, you know what? Oh, records request. Okay, here we go. Document release. There we go. Oh, you want to know the funny thing? Like, you want to know what's like really like funny about this? Look at the records request number. You should have never fucking started it, bitch. Stop starting shit. Hold on. You mean to tell me that the bar license for the fucking lawyer, 37, the case number for that fake ass restraining order, 37, the records request for this fucking kidnapping video was 36. Hey, you guys are starting too much. Thank you. Do you know what the fuck this is going to start in every hood? This is legendary on the internet. They're trying to figure out how to like scrub it because it just proves without a shadow of a doubt from the very fucking beginning it was about that 37 file. Did you look into this? No, we didn't. Because I didn't even ask my boss before I started all that. I just thought like maybe I could just do this because we're friends and stuff like that. And I just exposed the big ass thing that I was starting with the cartel because they're all suing the state. Yeah, that the claims weren't getting to the state, that people were just responding. You allege he made profane comments such as have fun being raped and gagged. Yeah, because I have recordings. And he has the technology on his computer. Did you contact the company to go check? You allege that Mr. Haney is a white supremacist. He is working with hackers from Russia and Romania to acquire technology and chemicals for illegal purposes. He did. Your email contains many other allegations that are false and harassing. Did you investigate? Yeah, as we're speaking, there's 3 agents that have like alerts for all my videos, and they just do sting operations to see who gets on the computer, and they check who like is watching my videos on YouTube, and the VPN doesn't work because I taught them how to like go back and back tunnel. Remember, slices and shards, piece of my love. You guys all watch that in terms of how to like go ahead and find that. That's what all those coding tutorials were about, and now you see the technology that they built off of it. We are aware that a workplace violence restraining order was issued against you on March 5th. Actually, no, not really, because I never got the copy. That's like signed and stamped by the court, never got a copy. It's not real. And I requested it and they wouldn't give it to me. And I contacted the court and I said, hey, I would like a copy of all the it's like a JUD 100 form that shows that you have a judgment on file. And I got a response. I was told not to speak to you anymore at 11:37. Ah. And again, because you're starting shit. The court's order was based upon harassing emails and text messages you sent to Mr. Haney and his family members, and at least one incident in which you confronted him aggressively outside of City Hall. No, you're playing with spell work, and because remember, you're big and bad, and that bitch doesn't know who I am, and da-da-da-da-da, and this is how you play. And you're big and bad because you rape children. That's why you're big and bad, because you like harmed a child like that, and she was screaming and crying. That's what makes you big and bad, because you play with fentanyl. That's what makes you big and bad, because you're playing with Russians that are like scrambling, telling you, hey, leave her alone, trying to figure out how to hide what the fuck they got started. And you expose all the cyborg inner conquer that they have sex with their families. The court order prohibited you from coming within 100 miles of Haney, entering his workplace, threatening or harassing him and contacting him directly or indirectly. What do you mean directly or indirectly? Including by posting negative and false things about Mr. Haney online. What do you mean posting fake things online? This is all real. Was any of that investigated? Because this is going to come up again, and they're going to pick apart each and every part of this letter. As I'm talking right now, there's 2 rappers that just got on this, saw this, and circulated this to the entire fucking rap game. It's over. Do you know what this is going to start with Drake? This how you play after you got caught? After all that came up with Baca? After all that got started with Stephanie? After happened with Mercer Marley? After all the cats that got started with Meek and everyone getting robbed in fake cases and charges? You mean to tell me that you want to play like that? Daisy, they have no idea what we have. They have no idea what we have. They have no idea how much evidence we collected because somebody got into Superbase and they made a technology to hack people's phones, and that's really just it. So despite the court's specific admonishment that you were restrained from continuing any kind of electronic harassment, what electronic harassment? You continue to send defamatory and harassing emails, including to the former Speaker of the Assembly. What harassing email? And to Matt Haney's father on May 9th, yeah, asking your son to leave me alone after 4 years of virtual reality. And everyone's watching this, and yes, they're affiliated with the Kardashians. It's 8/18. And it's because they're trying to make it seem like, oh, we try to prove her wrong, then we can try to prove all of it wrong. No, people are getting shot. Drake's card got shot, like straight in his chest, and he's next because you're playing. So that's real, right? Your sister's playing in virtual reality. Everyone saw that and heard that. There you go, right there. That's his sister. Yeah. Oh, I'm helping Kim Kardashian become a lawyer. Just make sure your bar license is in good standing. This is the one that's like playing. Oh, if you guys have heard his voice before, because people went to go look it up. Is that the man that I'm hearing every day? Because somebody saw him on CNN and said, that's the white man in the virtual reality that I've been seeing for months. That's him. Now everyone knows what was going on with everyone's business. Now everyone knows what the fuck was going on with that virtual reality technology. Now everyone sees it. It's because of these families. Look at. Yes. Yes. And they're all blacklisted. That's why just the fuck? Yes. Kim Kardashian is going to become a lawyer, even though I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. And I got caught the fuck up starting a bunch of bullshit because I thought I was going to be black by playing with a black woman and like trying to tear her down with my brother. Because that's the ritual that white women get into. Like, oh, I can become black by playing with black women. That's or fuck on a black man or play with the black woman. That's how you become black. That's how you get your womanhood. That's the rites of passage to play. So let's keep on going. Harassing who? My question is posting false things about him online. Posting where? Because where am I posting any of this? This is not on my LinkedIn. It's not on my Facebook. We just implicated ourselves in watching your channel, and the whole entire time you're talking about people's kids going missing and hella shit going on, and we just implicated the entire state of California. Thank you. So you call any police officer and like, look at this letter though, because they're watching her page. Yeah, but there's this order. Yeah, because they paid the judge. Because how the fuck did he know that she was gonna go get an order? And then 2 days later, he went to go do it. And then look at this 37 nonsense. Okay, that's too much. Can't do anything. And that's how the hood has been making off. Your latest email sent on May 24th. Look at the handwriting. I am a sociopath. Be careful because people can analyze like handwriting and stuff like this, and they can see that you have like multiple personality disorder, like a few other things going on. And there's like something going on with like his like HPT access, and there's like some type of like entity attachment because he's like taking fentanyl and it's like blocking his circle of Willis. So like when it comes to like comprehension and like the whole entire like process of like thinking and processing like your thoughts, and then metacognition is not fully like processing because the chemical is like creating some type of like blockage on like it on his capillary. It's like moving into the molecular layer of his capillary and like blocking blood flowing and like creating some type of like accumulation of like the fentanyl crystals there, which are like still keeping him like in a high state. It's not flushing through his blood because they're gonna drug test this man. All of them are gonna get drug tested. I'm telling you right now, this fentanyl nonsense that just came out is done for. He is fearful for the safety of his staff and his family and for his own safety. Why? The Daily, they're not involved in this. The Daily is going to use that against them. I'm telling you right now, the Daily, no, they're not going to step a foot into this. They didn't initiate any of this. They're going to use that against them and get them all out of office. I promise you. They're going to use this against them at the worst time possible. I promise you. Accordingly, we demand that you stop sending these type of communications to Mahaney and any other assembly members or employees. Why? Because it's exposing what the fuck you're doing. So you're basically like trying to impact my First Amendment rights, which is going to come up again. If you continue to send these type of communications that are telling the truth or engage in any other harassing activity, which is minding my business and doing my work and having my computer hacked by dozens of white men that are looking for new and exciting things to go spread out and like lie about. If you continue to send these type of communications or engage in any other harassing activity, we'll have no other option but to take appropriate legal action against you. I want you to, so I can bring up all this evidence in court. And I just want to let you know this court case with the restraining order was March 2021. The text messages were from about like 2014. Did you contact my cell phone company and run through any of that first? Do you see what happens when you play with pedophilia and you bring that shit to work? Do you see what happens when you play with playing with people and you bring that bullshit to work? Do you see what happens when you play with spell work and you bring that bullshit to work? The cartel can make off now. That's so done for. That's dozens of robberies. This will Eula Dolce and Peter Dolce. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I see so many rituals. My God, they're vicious when it comes to that spell work. A lot of you guys don't know that in Nollywood, when they're doing movies, a lot of the times in Nollywood movies, they're doing the ritual like live. Yeah, some people don't know that. I don't agree with it, but they're doing the ritual like in the movie. Like, oh, okay. So you remember what happened last time? Because there's federal agents on my channel. That's done. There's already so many emails out. The sting operation already done. Three more phones getting tapped. Four more contacted the bar association. That's so fucking done for. Oh, you want to read my response? I'm just gonna like put it on my screen, and then you guys can go ahead and read it because I'm tired. Excuse me. After all those kids went missing, after all that got started in LA, after all that fucking chaos and human meat, you guys really don't understand that they just got caught so badly. Let them keep on going. I want them to take legal action against me after all that bullshit got started and let somebody like really get hit. The fuck are you talking about? Talking about you're sending harassing emails. Are you reading? A credible threat means a verbal or written threat, including that communicated by means of an electronic communication device or a threat implied by a pattern of conduct. What are you talking about? I'm sending out emails about you stalking me and putting me in virtual fucking reality. Oh, but not limited to acts in which a defendant directly, indirectly, or through third parties, which all that stalking harassment is third party harassment, which he's getting caught for. It's important that, and these are white people that claim to know the law. Like I went to law school and I'm this and I'm that, and like I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she does. Because that's what they were telling me about. I don't know what she does. You know exactly what I do because you followed me and you stalked me through every single job. And then you've tried to reproduce my work like, oh, I'm going to be cool and lit instead. So people don't think that I started a bunch of shit with the person that was actually trying to like help and advocate. You followed me into cannabis. You followed me into youth development. You're trying to follow me into healthcare. You followed me into mental health. You followed me everywhere because they're like into this thing that like playing with black people is like a ritual for them, and then they're gonna get spiritual powers, and that's how I'm gonna become black, and then that'll compensate for me having a small dick or like some other bullshit. But you guys just proved without a shadow of a doubt that they watch my channel. The feds, these feds are watching my channel, and these people that work for the state are watching my channel. Thank you. Electronic communication device. Follow means to move in relative proximity to a person as that person moves from place to place. At 6 o'clock in the morning. You have no idea what just happened. Like, I'm not even going to say what just happened. There's somebody on the phone that just got called to my channel that's very serious. I actually want to cry because what the violence that's going to end up happening from this is going to be so out of control. I don't really care. That's enough. Placed under surveillance. This is what happens when you're having sex in your fucking family, playing with fucking fentanyl, and starting a bunch of bullshit. Substantial emotional distress. Text messages. Yeah, I got text messages. Why don't you just block the number? People don't play on my phone because why? Like, don't answer. If they're playing on your phone, don't answer. And then also too, like, if somebody's playing on your fucking phone, change your number or block it. Somebody's gonna ask, why didn't you block the number? If you were so bothered, why didn't you just block it? Or you were texting yourself and building evidence? Also, too, there's something about people that have a bunch of unread messages in their phone because one of the feds is looking in his phone right now. There's a federal agent looking in his phone and watching this. And like I see a bunch of like unread messages, like there's 183, like 183 or something like that, or like 203 or something like that. Messages in somebody's phone. If you have all those messages in your phone and they're from different numbers and stuff like that, they're not read and stuff like that, well, how did you know I was texting you? Do you see what I'm saying? Where they were sitting there and texting themselves? That's what I'm saying. You won't see it and then you do and then you're done. So a person who commits the tort of stalking upon another is liable to that person for damages. Oh, don't worry, it doesn't apply to federal court. That's not possible. A vexatious litigant, they could just like try to dismiss your case. Do you guys know up until this moment, I didn't even look at this like public records request. I didn't even look at this. I had no idea. I just looked at this like, oh, okay. Because I wasn't like paying attention to that 37 file. I was like, what is this number? It just kept on popping up. And then I just started screenshotting it. And then when I saw that 37, I said, oh, fuck, that's what that's about. Oh my God. Didn't even put two together because I didn't care. I'm like, okay, these niggas are like stupid and getting into goofy shit. Hella she was blowing up. I just figured I'm just sitting here and like collecting evidence because this is like helping a lot of people all at the same time. So many people are getting help from this. Hella people, like people have gotten out of jail, gotten their asylum. They found people's kids. They've done a bunch of raids. They've done a bunch of great work. I just need you to know that you did something very vicious right now. And they're all getting off the computer. They just realized what is going on here. It's a setup. It's a spell. It's a spell. And do you want to know who's casting this spell on them for them to keep on going? All the bitches that they first hired to do magic are doing the magic on them. Why? Because they're trying to like, they saw what it did and they're like, if they keep on going like this, they're going to make her a bunch of evidence and she's going to get that money out of court and then we'll clean up our bad luck. They all agree to it. Oh, yeah, I can't get a restraining order because you asked me to leave you alone. That's what happens when you're on fucking fentanyl, starting hella shit because you're fucking goofy and you think you're black. There they go. They're about to start. I told you. Because you're about to start doing hella fucking sideshows. Okay, you guys, give me 1 second. Right, right. So now let me go ahead and let me pull up my right. So you guys saw those research studies. One of them went to go look at my website. Like, oh, I actually forgot all that. Like, you have to like make it seem like she's like Desiree. Because if I was like somebody like Desiree, that'd be easy. Like, no real work history. The other job that you did have, the whole organization imploded because you're feeding people period blood. The other organization that you're working with gave you a cease and desist and told you to stop posting about them and not get involved with them because you're starting a bunch of bullshit. You're talking about going back and forth with your old boss and like lawsuits and a bunch of other shit going on. Right. I would understand, but it's me. Right. So last thing that I'm going to show you is my resume. I think that that's important because if feds are using this and they watch my channel, right? Oh, they're going to investigate her now. I want you to. So you can hear what I'm saying on my channel, and then you can implicate yourself because the state is not doing anything while they're trying to look for fucking evidence on one black person that's exposing everybody. So did you or did you not just prove my point? Because that letter just made it to somebody and it's really making it around the social justice field. And you have no idea who I've activated on this. So Here's my resume. California Children's Trust built out the equity plan and like a bunch of other stuff with them. Was on their like racial justice committee and whatnot, and then I had to step back because I got sick and I couldn't finish my contract. World HIV did a lot with them. It's AIDS Health Foundation. UCSF Hive Initiative built out some like data platform for them. It's like for HIV care and advocacy for UCSF. And I didn't tell you guys that when I was like 28, 26 years old, UCSF wanted to hire me to like be the clinic director for Hive Clinic. The Hive Clinic is like a clinic for mothers that have HIV when I was 26 years old. Office of Women's Health worked on a bunch of stuff with them since like 2014. We worked on a few projects. Mayor's Office of Housing, Mayor's Office of Housing. It was like San Francisco Department of Homelessness. Like worked on an initiative with them, research study, collecting data, doing this, doing that, supporting policies, practices, and procedures. And this is why young people 18 to 25 years old can get housing in San Francisco. There's like quotas for housing for them. Trauma Informed Sister Initiative, Young Women's Health Disparities Project, SFUSD Sexual Health Curriculum. Did all of that. Adolescent Health Working Group. And then when Adolescent Health Working Group, somebody had left, they hired somebody else. She left and then continued on with doing the work. And like a lot of the youth health work kind of got stopped, and I'm still like doing a lot of that work. So for those of you guys who are wondering, like, oh, what work were you doing and like what was going on? That's what the fuck I was doing while you're playing with the white man that's a pedophile. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to stop fucking playing with me, like for real, for real. So let me get another one of these Aztec magic. I feel like reading Quran. I don't know why. I feel like somebody's watching and I feel like I need to read this. Yeah, that's done for. A shooting. That's it. Right. Yeah, it's all fun and games. Playing victim is all fun and games until children actually have gone missing because of you. And now it's not funny. You're not a victim. You're stupid. So, um, I have a card here. This one I have a square with the four. This is like all shuffled. Oh, here, square with the four. The attack on the high one is inverted and amplified 999 triggers on Brilliant faults, allowing the curation of a molecular space around them that always brings warfare. It says the attack on the high ones is inverted and amplified. So it's inverted, meaning reverse, and then it's amplified over there. Let's use that one. Because you need something to do. You're obviously bored. Let me give you some homework. Right, thought playing with Kim Kardashian, she was going to save you and stuff like that. Oh, just ignore that. Don't get involved in that. Don't worry about it. Right, because he was talking about the celebrities, like, what should we do about this? Like, oh, just ignore it. Don't get involved in that. Leave it alone. Because I don't want to be with those bitches because something's going to come out because we already got sued over this technology. Playing. They're trying to hide it because some people are getting sued over it. And you saw what happened with Drake. You guys have been seeing me talk about this for how long now? They really played in my apartment like that and it started a big ass war. Okay, good. Can I be for real? This is how I feel. I'm in need of love. So let's dip up out of here. Oh, you're just my type. Everything's so right. Woo, Lloyd, his hand in Atlanta, baby, that's so done for. Whoa! Because who was living in my building? There was hella celebrities that lived in my building. They started hella shit. They're just trying to hide their hand in it. That's done for. Everyone's watching my channel. Good. Now you want them to be famous, they see your face. I'm telling you, they're gonna make it seem like I had no idea what that email was about. I had no like involvement in that whatsoever. I wasn't lying and starting any of that. I don't know her. It's just a bunch of bullshit. People are always like using my name for clout. Who knows? But I hope that whoever's harassing her gets found. That's the type of shit that they're gonna answer. That's how they're gonna answer. I'm telling you right now, when Kim Kardashian starts getting these phone calls, bitch, and when people really start calling the ass and like, hey, what's going on with this bullshit? They're really gonna start like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know her at all. No, I'm not involved with Aaron. I don't know them. Like, I was trying to get my legal degree. No, I don't know them. I don't involve myself with Van Jones. None of them. Baby, hot like fire. Drama. Good. I'm glad that they're watching my channel. I'm glad. Good. What? So now we're all on the same page. We're all here now. So let's keep on talking about what the shit that you're not doing. Because remember, Gavin Newsom put out 37 pardons in the media after that 37 file got circulated the first time. They put out a document saying that there's 37 pardons, that they're doing 37 pardons to the media. That's one of the Russians that has their phone and computer type. I just want to let you know that this is dangerous. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be telling people that we're molesting people's children and saying these different things online that we're actually doing, because we can actually end up making things really bad for you by ending up getting ourselves caught up because we're using a technology that we claim didn't exist. Are you done? The fuck am I afraid of you for? You sound stupid. You tried to take me to the psych ward. You saw those police officers die. You saw what happened to the mental health field, how everyone got defunded. They're going bad on you right now. You guys have no clout. You have no protection. You saw what happened to Vladimir. They're talking about freezing his assets. You have no money. Baby, get up out of here. You saw what happened in the UK. You saw how Count blasted you with magic so fucking badly. All you hoes got hit. You saw what happened. Why are you talking to me? Starting shit. Okay, here we go. I just have to organize it so it's like in a perfect sequence. So, anyways, you guys, just more drama and stupidity and bullshit. But at least you guys see that we're doing the good work with advocacy. They do this to people all the time. It's like you get a bunch of stupid, goofy emails because everyone's getting emails about it, and it's like really going far right now. You have no idea who this woman is. Like, I just have to like it. It's gonna be funny. Like, let's get drinks in where I give you chiang and put something in your drink and have the bartender set you up first at my favorite restaurant, right? And then tell you about this because that person's watching my channel too, and he's gonna come and tell you about what got started. Going to DC to try to meet federal agents and meet different lawyers to see if you can get protection because your ass is really about to be done for and trying to keep your job in the assembly. Like people don't know what the fuck you're doing because you're tracked by the feds. Right. And then they're blasting the conversation out and everyone's listening to it at the same time. Like, oh, he wants to go meet with some federal agent to like try to get out of his charges. Oh, why are we hearing this conversation? That's how their conversation, all their shit is getting leaked. That's how they got ended up getting hit by the cartel like that. And everyone's orchestrating hella shit against them because everyone's hearing their conversation and knows where to look for information. And like they're recording this because it's like hella loud in people's house. And like you can record the conversation and stuff like that with the ghost recorder, the ghost scanner. And it was young Dolfo in the virtual reality. He was like, oh, you guys know how they have that ghost scanner? You guys can use that. And hella goofy. Let's go ahead and do you guys want to do a reading on this? I can run some calorie. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one. We can run some calorie, or I can just use the Bible and like there'll be something that comes out in that. Let's or I can even I feel like playing with Quran today. I feel like there's something more spiritual in Hafiz. Hafiz? Yeah. Yeah, number 2, chapter 2. Let's go to Hafiz, right? So just did a bunch of work, Black Infant Health, doing like trainings and classes, Iris Initiative, doing a bunch of work, like just working and having like a track record to back it up. And just like dealing with stupid, fucking disgusting white people that just get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck are you? What? And just playing and like trying to make it seem like I don't know that you did put a fucking tapping technology on my computer and I had my camera open and I walked around my house naked and you think that I don't know that you've seen my naked body without my consent because you were playing on my fucking phone and you think that you're not going to get hit with so much aquatic warfare. Do you know when people see things that they're not supposed to see, you can put a spell on what they've seen? Now it's what they saw. Pay attention to what I just said. What you seen is not what you saw. You ain't seen it, but I can see it. It's like it's an old Southern thing. Like I ain't seen it. You ain't seen it. You about to see it. You could put a spell on what they fucking saw, and it's in their memory crystal, giving them mental illness. That's how a lot of these cyborgians said they go tapping and hacking and playing on people's phone and computer. A lot of them have a crazy mental illness because it's a type of magic that you can put on your documents, on your screen, on your computer, on your pictures, everything. And if you're not supposed to be seeing that, you get hit with magic. It's a very treacherous magic. I don't spy. It's for people. This magic first originated because they were using sacred beings like the rabbit, the aquatic being, etc., to spy in divination channels. So they put magic there. So like, oh, you want to spy and divinate on things you're not supposed to see? This is what you're going to see. You're going to get hit with magic. It's like a type of like poison, like anti-spy magic, right? That's how like you protect yourself against those type of things. So when they're playing with this type of thing, like I want to hack and get in documents and shit like that, all that document, they're all covered in magic. That's how the feds were going they have like some type of like portal and you can search the whole internet and see like who else has this document in their like computer. Hold on. Daisy's making this coding language. Let me see who's typing this on their computer. And you can type in certain things and you can see, oh, who's playing with that. The feds have some shit like that. And other people are playing with some stuff like that that's like similar and certain specific to databases like Google and whatnot. And they caught hella people. And you're sitting there acting like people don't know what the fuck you're doing, stalking and harassing me, starting a bunch of shit because you feel bad about yourself because you can't get a date because everyone knows you're gay. The fuck? Placed under surveillance. Means remaining present outside of the plaintiff's school, place of employment. Did any of that happen? None of that happened, and there was no evidence. So you mean to tell me you guys went into a whole court case and there was nothing except for you sending emails about him? Let me call my brother. Call your brother, because everyone just heard that about sideshows. And what did I just say? On lock, like I'm talking speed dial. I say one word, it's that. So let me go ahead and like pull this out. I was supposed to pull out another document. We're gonna be doing a reading now. I'm gonna go pull out this document, and then we're gonna go ahead and do this Hafiz, Quran.com. So let's go to Quran.com. This is going to the Nigerian community. You have no idea what's going to end up happening. Excuse me. After all of that, oh, that's done for. That's done for. This one is going to be the one that like starts a big ass war. That's done because it's going to Yula Dolce and all of them. You carry it, Amanobi. You carry it. This lady looks like a professional witch. Just wait. Just wait. No, it's not even for spell work. Because spell work's going to get started in Nigeria because people are going to see that and be like, "You did what?" After that year about stalking and harassment. Right, looking for attention and looking for fucking clout because you think that everyone's your mom and should be playing with you. Get the fuck up out of here. That's what happens when you like raise your kids to be like being disgusting like that and they take that shit out of the household. They're trying to hide the fact that they like were raised, they have like broken thinking and stuff like that. And they're coming out of the house like playing with black people and like, oh, well, she's black, so people won't like think this. We'll just lie. It's okay, we'll just lie. Okay, now everyone knows what the fuck we did. And I look hella stupid and I'm still lying with a child in my hands and I look goofy as fuck because I had a baby to for people to feel bad for me. The cow. Didn't I tell you they're playing with these sacred beings and starting shit? For those of you guys on my Patreon, do you see what I'm talking about? I said, let's go to chapter 2, right? In Hafiz. Chapter 2, verse number 3. We'll start at verse 3. Who believe in the unseen? Didn't I say that you gonna see it? You ain't seen it. You gonna saw it and you gonna saw it. Who believe in the unseen? Establish prayer and donate from what we have provided for them. Wallahi, please forgive me. I don't feel like speaking Arabic right now. It's like a language that pulls a lot of energy out of me. But let's get started here. This is not the one, it's more. And who believe in what has been revealed to you, O Prophet, and what has revealed before you, and have sure faith in the hereafter. It is they who are truly guided by their Lord, and it is they who will be successful. As for those who persist in disbelief, it is the same whether you warn them or not. They will never believe. Allah has sealed their hearts and their hearing, and their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. Didn't I tell you that there is a magic that you can put when people are playing with that spy fuckery, and it will put them in the deepest level of mental illness possible? That's what happens when you spy. I have crazy spiritual gifts. I don't spy. I don't need to. For what? The enemy's mind is always open to my mind. And there are some who say we believe in Allah and the last day, yet they are not true believers. They seek to deceive Allah and the believers, yet they only deceive themselves, but they fail to perceive it. Didn't I tell you that they're like under a spell because they think that they're like doing something and they're only exposing themselves and getting caught the fuck up? You're sending me stupid ass fucking letters like this and people are like complaining about the virtual reality and everyone's talking about you. There is sickness in their hearts. Weren't they just talking about Love Army and Love Everyone and Van Jones and do this and we're going on tour? Yeah, Love Army. This is what they did. They went to, oh, we're having different concerts, Love Army. You guys know who I know? I know Tuolumne Austin. She used to work at for Rock Nation, his philanthropy group, Jay-Z. And she used to give us like tickets for shows and stuff like that. But now she works at Sony. I'm just gonna call her and tell her about this bullshit. I just kept it quiet, like, oh, I didn't want to get people involved in stuff like that. Like a lot of people didn't know about it. And I wasn't calling people or emailing people and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me just start calling people and shit like that. That's really done for. A phone call already. Excuse me. I want to talk to you about a letter that I just got. What the fuck is this? Oh, baby, you better be careful because people have gotten lawyers for class action lawsuits, baby, to really hit people up. Let's continue with this, Hafiz. There is sickness in their hearts, and Allah only lets their sickness increase. They will suffer a painful punishment for their lies. When they are told, do not spread corruption in the land, they reply, we are only the peacemakers. Indeed, it is they who are the corruptors, but they fail to perceive it. And when they are told, believe as others believe, they reply, well, we believe as the fools believe. Indeed, it is they who are fools, but they do not know. When they meet the believers, they say, we believe. But when alone with their evil associates, they say, we are definitely with you. We are only mocking. Allah will throw their mockery back at them, leaving them to continue wandering blindly in their defiance. They are the ones who trade guidance for misguidance, but this trade is profitless and they are not rightly guided. The Quran is magic. You could just put this whole verse on them and then that's it. It's going to manifest. Because people don't know. It's just, you're just playing with like Arabic geometry in Quran. It's like something that I have to explain to you, but basically like the way that the Quran is written and laid down, it's making certain geometric patterns that are going like this way constantly, like throughout each of the like verses. So even though you have like verse 2 and it goes down through there, it could be like three different geometric patterns of crystals. And then basically what you're doing is like you're like changing your consciousness like by reading and going into Quran and speaking in Wallahi. And that's how you're going to be coming into like a higher version of yourself. That's how you play it in Quran. Their example is that of someone who kindles a fire, but when it lights up all around them, Allah takes away their light, leaving them in complete darkness, unable to see. They are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind, so they will never return to the right path. Or those caught in a rainstorm from the sky with darkness, thunder, and lightning, they press their fingers into their ears at the sound of every thunderclap for fear of death, and Allah encompasses the disbelievers by his might. It is as if the lightning were about to snatch away their sight. Whenever lightning strikes, they walk in its light. But when darkness covers them, they stand still. Had Allah willed, he could have taken away their hearing and sight. Surely Allah is most capable of everything. O humanity, worship your Lord, who created you and those before you, so that you may become mindful of him. He is the one who has made the earth a place of settlement for you and the sky a canopy and sends down rain from the sky, causing fruits to grow as a provision for you. So do not knowingly set up equals to Allah in worship. Yeah, let's go to my favorite place. They have these like really dope margaritas with like these dried fruits and candies and Ocheong. And if you are in doubt about what we have revealed to our servant, then produce a surah like it and call your helpers other than Allah, if what you say is true. But if you are unable to do so, and you will never be able to do so, then fear the fire fueled with people and stones, which is prepared for the disbelievers. Hafiz chapter 8, Al-Anfal. We start here. The true believers are only those whose hearts tremble at the remembrance of Allah, whose faith increase when his revelations are recited to them, and who put their trust in their Lord. They are those who establish prayer and donate from what we have provided for them. It is they who are true believers. They will have elevated ranks, forgiveness, and an honorable provision from their Lord. Similarly, when your Lord brought you, O Prophet, out of your home for a just cause, a group of believers was totally against it. They disputed with you about the truth after it had been made clear, as if they were being driven to death with their eyes wide open. Remember, O believers, when Allah promised to give you the upper hand over their target, you wished to capture the unarmed party, but it was Allah's will to establish the truth by his words and uproot the disbelievers, to firmly establish the truth and wipe out falsehood, even to the dismay of the wicked. Remember, when you cried out to your Lord for help, he answered, I will reinforce you with 1,000 angels, followed by many others. Thank you. I'm putting this on myself. That's enough. And Allah made this a sign of victory and reassurance to your hearts. Victory comes only from Allah. Surely Allah is Almighty, all-wise. Remember, when He caused drowsiness to overcome you, giving you serenity, and He sent you down rain from the sky to purify you, free you from Satan's whispers, strengthen your hearts and make your steps firm. Remember, O Prophet, when your Lord revealed to the angels, I am with you, so make the believers stand firm. I will cast horror into the hearts of the disbelievers, so strike their necks and strike their fingertips. This is because they defied Allah and His messenger. And whoever defies Allah and His messenger, then know that Allah is surely severe in punishment. And this is my birthday, 813. And you guys now see why I've been seeing 813 everywhere. Because I guess it was like telling me to come read these certain like chapter verses and stuff like that. Sometimes I just see it as that. 37 in this one, no, but there's one in the Bible. There's a 37 verse in the Bible that has something to do with this. I just have to find the proper chapter. No, 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 no. Chronicles. So we're gonna go to Chronicles. Okay. Ah, I opened right up to it. Chronicles. It's not this one. It's Chronicles 2. Okay. Chronicles chapter part 2, verse or chapter number 3. And we're gonna go from there. Praise the Lord. Yeah, look at this. It says here, Chronicles chapter 1, verse 5. Because there was so much in here. And as I was divinating, God was like, you see all of this? This is gonna come back up again. But this is what I want you to focus on. Chronicles 1, chapter 5, okay? And it says, these were the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. He was the firstborn, but his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph, son of Israel, because Reuben defiled his father's bed. He is not listed in the genealogy according to birthright. Although Judah became strong among his brothers and a ruler came from him, the birthright was given to Joseph. Because somebody's in that phone talking about we have to get a meeting together with the brotherhood, cyborg, yeah. That was actually it. Yeah, Proverbs verse 22 is a good one too. A good name is to be chosen over great wealth. Have a good name. So favor is better than silver and gold. It is. When you're highly favored, it's better than silver and gold. It gets you anything. Rich and poor have this in common. The Lord makes them all. A sensible person sees danger and takes cover, but the inexperienced keep going and are punished. That's for somebody listening to this. Again, a sensible person sees danger and takes cover, but the inexperienced keep on going and are punished. Humility, the fear of the Lord, results in wealth, honor, and life. There are thorns and snares on the way of the crooked. The one who guards himself stays far from them. Start a youth out on his way. Didn't I talk about youth development in this nonsense? Even when he grows old, he will not depart from it. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. The one who sows injustice will reap disaster, and the rod of his fury will be destroyed. A generous person will be blessed, for he shares his food with the poor. Drive out a mocker, and conflict goes too. Then quarreling and dishonor will cease. The one who loves a pure heart and gracious lips, the king is his friend. The Lord's eyes keep watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the words. The Lord's eyes keep watch over knowledge. Did I not just keep on saying that there is a vicious, wicked match that you can put on your shit? And if people are spying and playing games, it will give them a crazy ass mental illness. Let's amp that. That's done. You have no idea. The minute their eyes see it, the electrochemistry downloads the spell into their body and it like takes over their entire CNS aspect of their nervous system. And it completely hijacks all of their like ATP pathways and NAD pathways, FAD pathways, etc. You're done for. It like completely shards your body into like 8 different databases, and you have like magic being around on you for each and every one. And these karmics are running around with the crazy illness, like, why do I feel hella tired and like I can't go through my day and stuff like that? It's because you're spying and starting a bunch of bullshit. What? They're like on fentanyl and like think it's limitless. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like be able to keep on going through life, starting a bunch of shit and causing a bunch of drama. What the fuck? Listen closely, pay attention to the words of the wise, and apply your mind to my knowledge. For it is pleasing if you keep them within you and if they are constantly on your lips. I have instructed you today, even you, so that your confidence may be in the Lord. Haven't I written for you 30 sayings about counsel and knowledge? After talks of legal counsel, in order to teach you true and reliable words, so that you may give a dependable report to those who sent you. A dependable report. Didn't I just tell you like that they just made a bunch of fake ass reports and started a bunch of bullshit? Okay. So you guys are about to see here that this white man is about to be done for. This is about to go hella fucking far, and everyone's gonna get hella mad all at once, and like a bunch of shit's about to get started. There's a few lawyers that I contacted, and I'm telling you, baby, that I sent them my YouTube, and they are watching. There's some high priest in the rap game right now on my LinkedIn, and I sent him all this bullshit, and you really need to be fucking careful. So let's continue, right? Because we're making threats now. Because we're reading Quran and we're reading Bible, right? What the fuck are you watching my channel for and you're complaining like, oh yeah, like, but somebody sent this to me. No one sent you anything. You've been stalking me. Because they're gonna have to name the person and how they get to my channel in the first place. Stop having such kids. I guarantee it. And they have like this like stupid technology. And like play things like that. And that's his because right. If they were gonna do anything, I would have been in jail by now. Yeah, that letter is gonna go to the top legal counsel. It's gonna start hella shit. Because I figured, like, I was like, who is this emailing me? Oh, I just saw his face. Oh, let me show you his face too, so you guys can see. Yes, the FBI, one of the federal agents that watches my channel, because remember they have alerts. They went ahead and they saw the what do you call it? The handwriting, and they took a screenshot of that. I'm telling you, this is gonna start so much shit with people being incompetent at the job. Benjamin Herzberger or something like that. Herzberger or his burger or Hagenberger. I think this is him. Okay, I think this is him. Yeah, real talk. Like something really drastic is gonna end up happening because of this. I'm just gonna like sit back and let it happen. All this, let's start a bunch of bullshit and like harass Daisy and cause this and cause that. Like I tell you, I can make the deal, and then she'll have to do the coding work. Oh, another thing that ended up coming out that I just told the African community is that they were basically setting people up like, oh, you have to go to immigration jail or you have to get 5150 and stuff like that, and like, oh, now it's prison labor so they can work for free. And a bunch of black and brown developers went missing. Yes, yes. And I told the whole Nigerian community about that. I'm telling you right now, you have no fucking clue what's about to get blown up, period. Done for. So yeah, I am. I'm gonna send that just so they can see how far this has gone. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I think that's all. I think that's all people needed to see. You just needed to see that they were getting caught the fuck up because of what they were doing, playing with people's kids sexually and starting a bunch of bullshit. And don't ever ever fix your fucking mouth to email me some bullshit and you didn't fucking fulfill your investigation because there are certain things that they're supposed to go through first. And they're not supposed to be sending me that email because I don't have any fucking restraining order on me. And you're not supposed to be using government dollars to be fucking condoning pedophilia and a bunch of bullshit and hacking the computer and causing chaos. So, anyways, you guys, because all their families are involved, and they're gonna like trace them back, and there's something that's gonna end up coming up with Saramon, Valley High, and Monte Vista, and somebody's gonna end up getting caught up.